Looking ahead to Thursday of Royal Ascot, we've got 3 bets on the card. The first bet the nap of the day comes in the first race, the 1:15, a really competitive 3-year-old handicap over a mile and a quarter. The one in the race that has created the biggest impression so far for me is Global Storm. I was really impressed with him when he won at Newmarket on his reappearance. It was a pretty hot handicap that he won. The runner-up, Arthurian Fable, ran a good race in the King George V handicap at Ascot on Wednesday. Thinking back to that meeting, it was one of those meetings where the horses that raced prominently were favoured, on several occasions, and I thought Global Storm did really well to quicken from behind, came through and won readily. He's open to lots more improvement. There is potential for rain softened ground, lots of rain forecast at Ascot on Wednesday and through Thursday as well. But he won on heavy ground as a juvenile, so that's not going to play against him at all. It is competitive, lots are open to improvement, but I think the one that has achieved the most so far and the one that has the most scope to improve again is Global Storm, and I think he's a really good bet at around the 11-2 mark. The second bet is in the Gold Cup. We're going to take on Stradivarius. It's obviously his race to lose. But I thought he had a pretty hard race chasing Gareth in the Coronation Cup. They tried something different with him. They dropped him back in trip, but they went a really strong gallop, and he did have to run hard. It's a quick turnaround, just 12 days on from that. That might leave its mark. And if it does, then the one that I think could take advantage is Technician, who he had a really good 3-year-old campaign, capped it with a couple of wins in France. The second of those at the end of last year, that was in the Pre-Royal Oak, and he beat 2 of the best French stayers around in Call the Wind and Hold Dazzy Green. If it does rain, that'll suit him. The majority of his wins have come on ground softer than good. I think this marathon test is going to really play to his strengths as well. He's a thorough stayer. Stradivarius is the one to beat, but if he doesn't fire, then I think Technician could be the one to take advantage. And finally, the long shot on the card. It's going to be in the Jersey. It's a pretty open renewal this year. There's nothing sort of really standing out for me. I think Mr. Snowden, on the face of it, has a lot to find, but he's 2 from 2. I've been impressed with him so far, albeit at a lower level than he's going to be facing here. He won at Wolverhampton on debut in March, showing a really smart turn of foot over 6 furlongs to overcome a steady gallop. He then went to Yarmouth in June. And he beat Enemy, who's well fancied for the Britannia later on in the card. He was free that day. He was still green when push came to shove, but he knuckled down pretty well to beat Enemy. I think he's the sort that's really going to take well to a bigger field, a stronger pace. Softer ground would be a complete unknown if it does rain, but he's a big price. There's definite potential for him to improve, and like I say, this is an open renewal. And I think Mr. Snowden is probably worth taking a chance with.